You know that feeling, right? When you're trying to learn something and you just hit a wall. You feel completely and utterly stuck. Well, today we're going to explore exactly why that happens and, way more importantly, how to get unstuck. And we'll do it by following the story of a student named Jordan.
So let's meet Jordan. They've just gotten the C on an assignment, and this is the first thought that pops into their head. It's not just a thought, though, is it? It's a verdict. It's that immediate gut punch reaction that feels so absolute.
And right after that one thought, a whole pattern starts to emerge. See how it just spirals? First, it's blaming someone else. Then it's predicting your own failure. This kind of thinking, well, it's a dead end. It doesn't solve a single thing. It just leads straight to frustration and that powerful urge to just give up.
Okay, and here's where things get really interesting. What if that feeling of being stuck isn't actually a fact, but more like a story you're telling yourself? What if it's a pattern of thought that you can actually recognize, understand, and, with the right tools, completely rewrite? And here are those tools. We're going to break down these 4 drivers of agency: control, confidence, value, and emotion. You can think of them like 4 interconnected gears. When they're not turning, you feel stuck. But when they start working together, they can shift anyone's mindset from feeling powerless to feeling powerful. So let's start Jordan's journey with the very first driver. It all kicks off with rethinking the whole idea of control. This is such a powerful concept from psychology. Locus of control is all about where you believe power comes from. Is it external, where things just seem to happen to you, or is it internal, where you believe your own actions can actually shape the results you get? So Jordan starts to ask this simple but honestly profound question. Instead of just defaulting to blame, this one question forces a pause, a moment of reflection. It's a massive shift from "it's the teacher's fault" to what's my role in all of this? And this shows the change perfectly. The thinking moves from being stuck in the past to being focused on the future. All of a sudden, it's not about the grade that's already on the paper, it's about the possibilities that still exist. The focus shifts entirely to action. All right, let's move to the next gear. Having a sense of control is a fantastic start, but Jordan still has to face that little voice inside saying, "I'm just not good at this." Now, what's really cool about this idea is the distinction it makes. Self-efficacy isn't some vague general confidence. Nope. It's your belief that you can succeed at a specific task. And the best part? It's not something you're born with. You build it one small success at a time. This is that quiet little question that's always hiding behind all the doubt. And Jordan decides to test it, not by trying to master the whole subject in one night, but by taking one tiny, manageable step forward. And that's exactly how it starts, by taking one small action, like reviewing a single mistake or rereading just one paragraph. A new belief starts to form. It's not some giant leap of faith, it's just a single step that proves a new possibility might actually be real. Okay, so Jordan is feeling more in control, they're building some confidence, but now we hit another classic hurdle for any learner, the "why should I even bother" question. See, motivation isn't just about ability. It's deeply, deeply connected to purpose. If a task feels useless, even the most capable person is going to check out. But here's the secret. Meaning isn't always obvious. Sometimes you have to actively look for it or maybe even create it for yourself. Every single student on the planet has asked this question. Jordan is no different. But now, instead of just dismissing the assignment as pointless, Jordan starts to actually search for a personal connection. And look at that shift. The assignment itself is exactly the same, but Jordan's perception of it has totally changed. By connecting the task to personal future goals, the work suddenly has a purpose, and purpose is an amazing fuel for engagement. We're at the final piece of the puzzle. Jordan feels more control, more confidence, and sees the value. But what happens when that old, familiar feeling of frustration starts to creep back in? Here's the thing. Feelings like frustration and anxiety are a totally normal part of learning. The goal isn't to get rid of them. The real goal is to stop them from being in the driver's seat. Agency means responding to your feelings constructively, not being controlled by them. This simple question is an act of pure self-awareness. Jordan learns to just pause and notice the feeling, "Okay, I'm getting frustrated," without letting that feeling immediately trigger the old habit of shutting down. And this is the game-changing result. The frustration might still be there, but it's no longer a stop sign. It's just a signal to maybe take a break or try a different approach. The feeling doesn't get to win anymore.
So let's put it all together and really see the transformation. With control, the mindset shifts from passive blame to active ownership of the process.
For confidence, we see the shift from a fixed mindset, that feeling of hitting a brick wall, to a growth mindset where you believe you can actually get better. With value, the perspective changes from being dismissive and short-sighted to one that's forward-looking and open to finding some personal relevance. And finally, emotion, and this one is so crucial. The initial feeling might be exactly the same, but the response, that action that follows, is what changes absolutely everything. Just let that sink in for a second. The assignment was still the same assignment. It still had that same C- grade. The teacher didn't change, the subject didn't change. This is the entire point. The external world stayed exactly the same. The transformation was completely internal. And that means this power to change isn't out there somewhere. It's accessible to every single one of us. So the final question really isn't about Jordan at all. It's for you. The next time you feel stuck, which of these 4 drivers are you going to use to start reshaping your own story?